Kirsche's a right wing. I don't even know what I am at this point, dude. I got weirdos calling me a communist. I got people calling me like a far left degenerate. I have people calling me a Nazi grifter. Like I don't know anymore, dude. I'm just trying to exist, I guess. A sane human. After being called crazy too many times by pointing out fairly normie tier problems of society, I stopped caring. Kirsche, the radical alt-centrist. I am an enlightened centrist. You with your wings could not possibly understand the level of intellect I possess. Stop playing dumb. You're literally Hitler. I don't think I could operate that many ovens. Libtards rage at Kirsche. Oh, it's just a Sunday. I don't even think that the people raging at me are libtards. It's just terminally online Twitter freak people. Oh god, she's gonna start wearing a beanie. Best thing about being a centrist, we piss off everyone. I don't think I even say anything that could be literally misconstrued as racist. Though they try. Lord, they try. I was like the grasping at straws with my Papers, Please playthrough. I was just floored. I was like, you're really gonna ignore all the other colors that I mentioned and hone in on the brown? You get race on the brain constantly, you freak. What is this, purple? Purple's not my country. Get out. Green. Deny. Get out. Red bird. Oh, fuck. Orbistravians. I hate you so much. Alright, another blue guy. Get out, blue guy. You're just not allowed. Brown country. There we go. Get out. I see you watch Silverveil, Twitter freaks. Yeah, I was really happy when I saw Silverveil stand up for herself in the way that she did. And you know, I was still like decently small when the Hogwarts thing happened. So seeing someone in her position get so much attention and have such a large audience, and even people around her who like you would have expected support from that didn't happen, I felt that it was a really strong thing to do for her to not back down, not cave in, and not apologize when she did nothing wrong. And it's very easy to say, like, never apologize to the mob, but when you're in a creator position and you're worried about your public character, you're worried about character assassination, it can be very easy to cave into that. It can be very easy to see all of the people attacking you and warping the situation and trying to gaslight other people into believing things that aren't true, and just being like, well, maybe I did f*** up. Maybe there is a problem. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. But it's like, no, don't start doubting yourself because of people that hate you and would want to see you wrecked entirely. So I was very happy to see Silverveil continue to stand up for herself, and I was like, I need to internalize this woman's strength when this happened to me. Don't negotiate with terrorists. Yeah, exactly. You like that she stood up for herself? You don't like how long it took to respond to all the noise? Maybe you're just bloodthirsty? No, it's a good thing to take time to sort of digest what's going on and know how you want to respond, because you don't want to respond emotionally. If you are at a heightened emotional state while all of these attacks are happening and you respond, you could say something that you don't quite mean. You could say something in a way that gets misconstrued and people take that and run with it. You could end up, you know, saying something out of anger. So when you're in this situation, you want to take that time to sort of not be in a heightened emotional state before you say something. Let it happen and then respond. Yeah. Just remember that no matter what you do or don't do, some people on the internet will still hate you. Oh yeah, absolutely. And that's when you take the Asmongold approach. They're free content. If people are going to lie about you, and if people are going to make it up and hate on you, if I can bring them up, make content out of them, they're the idiots. It broke your heart hearing how broken up about it she was? Yeah. Yeah, it was really, really upsetting, but again, I'm glad that she stood her ground, and it made me feel like, oh, I can kind of look up to her in the way that she handled things. Anyone can misconstrue anything if they try hard enough. Ah, yeah. You also think the delay was Silver trying to find additional support if her leaving the show home message later is anything to go by? And when the aid largely did not appear from those who should have been her closest allies, that sealed the deal for her responding and eventually leaving? I mean, potentially, but that would just be, like, we don't have any insider knowledge on that, so it would just be speculation at our point in that regard. If you already hate yourself, then it doesn't matter if anyone else hates you. Well, I mean, I don't hate myself. I like myself. I feel like I'm a pretty decent person. I feel like I'm a decent person. I get really autistic when it comes to correcting people, which is a personal problem that I have as a content creator, because it's like, people are always going to lie about you, and people are always going to hate you for ridiculous things. And I have, like, that autistic need that when someone is wrong, I need to correct them. And when it's about me, even more so, because it's like, that's not what I said. That's not what I do. This isn't how things happen. But as a content creator, that's always gonna happen, and you kind of have to, like, ignore that need to correct people. Sometimes it's necessary, because if everything is on fire, that lie could spread a million miles and people could genuinely start to believe it. Like when the Bionicle video game writer was trying to say that, like, I rant about great replacement theory constantly. And it's like, wow, way to take a bunch of screenshots from videos entirely out of context and just lie about me directly to other people. And then that lie reached far and wide from that Bionicle writer, and the virtual YouTuber subreddit ran with it. They were all calling me, like, a far-right who peddles in the great replacement theory and everything. And it's just like, I've never gone on a rant about it, man. I've never gone on a rant about it. And when I point out things about migrants, it's typically with an article in front of me where the people in the article are just like, oh, this is a good thing. And I'm just like, well, I thought this was a theory. What do you mean? How dare she tarnish Bionicle? Yeah. Yeah. So it's just like, I would rather, I can't expect people to live by my principles, right? And I'm not going to force anyone to. But when I hate something, I want to make sure I can describe and explain why I hate something. If you hate something, and the only reasons you can come up with for hating that something aren't rooted in reality and are only rooted in subjective opinion, then your hate might be very unfounded.
Twitter freaks.
So, I don't expect other people to do that. But if other people can't give you examples of why they hate something, they're probably just repeating rhetoric, and they're not worth your time talking to.
There are people out there just waiting for chance to get you irregardless of what you may get yourself in. No use in breaking your head over what you've done to deserve it.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's why it's like, at this point, I've issued, corrections to stuff. I'll probably issue public corrections to stuff if people try lying about me in the future as well. But
today
for the most part,
to inflate my penis
I've already reached the... Oh, so you're a...
Yahtzee. On your
yeah,
content and
what of it? kind of point. Because it's just like, I'm kind of just tired of it already, Like, I don't want to deal with idiots, man. It's like, if people are gonna just throw, oh, you're racist, you're a transphobe, you're a homophobe at you for literally doing nothing. And it's just like, well, alright, dude, whatever. If I am, I guess, sure, whatever. When is too much social media for you as a content creator? When do you say to yourself that it's enough internet for today? It seems to you a lot of creators and people that get way too addicted or hooked being on social media. There are good uses, but it seems to me that we need to learn how to moderate the use of it. I would say as a content creator, it is a bad thing to do to insulate yourself and not see any of the bad things being said about you. Like, there was this thing, like, years ago where, like, celebrities were having social media managers who would filter all the bad comments for them, and, like, South Park made fun of it. I don't think that's a good thing to do, because to a degree, you have to understand the ways people are misinterpreting you, and especially in, like, an online content creation sphere where you're not insulated like someone in Hollywood might be, you have to understand how people are lying about you. Because if you allow people to spread lies and it gets out of control, that will harm your reputation. You're not backed by Hollywood. As a content creator, your reputation is your career. I'm not saying you have to consume negative comments all the time. There are times where I'm just like, look, I know my mental can't handle this right now, so I'm gonna check out. I'm not gonna bother reading any of this. I'm just gonna do my own thing. But like, you can't insulate yourself from it long term, you know? And again, when you find like the retards doing this, it's free content. It's free content. And once you get used to it, like Asmongold has, once you've been doing this for ages, once you're used to people constantly lying about you, constantly trying to cancel you, yeah, absolutely. Make fucking content about it, dude. Make fucking content. And you still have to be careful about who you make content about. Because there are going to be people who specifically try lying about you, or even try egging you into reactions because they want you to make content about them so that they can make content and then grift off of the situation that they caused. And I've been having this issue where I have been being harassed for years by one person, and they are still doing it to this day. And ignoring them didn't work. Talking about it didn't work because people just lied about the situation. I haven't released my archive yet, and it's just like, would that even help at this point? Like, I don't know. I don't know. Like, I just, like, if talking about it didn't help, if not talking about it didn't help, what the heck am I supposed to do? I don't understand how someone has so sad of a life that they can spend their entire day responding to all of my tweets, responding to all of the tweets of people I interact with on Twitter, making YouTube videos with like large schizophrenic posts about me. It's like, dude, you are filled with hate. Please get better, man. Like, get a therapist, get offline, touch some grass, get some meds. Sounds like a miserable person. Like, when you have dedicated so much time to harassing someone, and it is harassment at this point. Like, if it was just replying to every single one of my tweets, whatever, dude, fuck it. It's Twitter. It's the ocean of piss. But when you go out of your way to do it everywhere and in multiple mediums, you are being a harasser. You're harassing and you need help. The amount of hate that you want to ascribe to me is just projection, and I kind of feel sorry for you. Hey, Oshi, heard you got banned at a festival because a bunch of jealous c***s. Keep it up, you're doing something right. Yeah, there was a... Read it. I had some of the tabs still open. I closed them. I had some of the tabs still open, but there was one post. Literally one post in the sea of all of this garbage that was happening around Offkai on Twitter. One post, like, trying to call out, like, oh, this is the reason that Kirsche got blacklisted, and it was like an id poll panel, and then the guy hosting the panel was just like, oh my god, this large creators audience is attacking me, they think it's my fault. And it's like, he was like, I don't even know who she is. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know who the f you are either. So no one is actually blaming you except one singular post of someone who was greatly confused. And that other guy who tried claiming that, like, it was months ago, that other guy that tried claiming that, like, my audience and Rev's audience was doxing him, started coming out again to try and, like, farm clout over the new situation. He's like, well, I don't feel bad for any of them. And, like, buried in his paragraphs, he was like, well, Kirsche did reach out to me. And I did. And he's like, I'm not gonna show the DMs out of respect for her. And I'm not gonna show the DMs either, but it's just like, he didn't show me any evidence of him being doxed. So I don't know why he's still talking about that. He showed a few people, like, calling his model ugly. And he showed a few people calling him slurs. And I was like, none of these people even follow me. So I don't know how you ascribed their behavior to me and my audience. If they join, yeah, I can ban them on Twitch, but I can't do anything about who people follow on Twitter. If you're gonna piss in the ocean of piss, you expect some backsplash. You either get ready to fight, or you have to deal with, like, what happened afterwards. Like, I deal with it all the time. I've dealt with people doing really bad things in regards to me on Twitter. I have a clip on, I'm pretty sure Ozzy Horror's channel. It might be Ozzy Horror, it might be someone else, I can't remember. Talking about the rape list I was put on. Instead of crying and being afraid and upset, you make fun of people like that. They're Twitter freaks. They're useless, dude. That rape list isn't serious. Wasn't you? I can't remember, Ozzy Horror. I'm sorry I attributed it to you. That's when you call someone a grifter, right? Because it's like, I talked to this guy. I gave him advice from the position of a larger content creator who's had to deal with people like trying to dox me, trying to do really crazy things in my DMs. I get people telling me to neck myself all the time. But it's like that's just part of being an online content creator. Is it shitty? Yes. Should it happen? No. Can you realistically change everyone's behavior? No. So it's something that you have to learn to deal with in a healthy way. I don't even remember the context. I just remember reaching out to him being like, hey, if people in my audience are doing the things that you say they are, I would like to no longer have them in my audience. As like, there was no evidence of doxing. He got called ugly a few times, but as like, if you're gonna be online in any capacity, people are gonna call you ugly all the time. That's just like the go-to insult, dude. And so it's just like, I always maintain nobody in my audience should contact any of the people that I laugh at. If I bring up someone for content, don't harass them, don't interact with them. They're not even real for all intents and purposes. People love to play victim after they fuck around and find out. And it's like, I guess that's how I know I made it, where like smaller creators are trying to manufacture controversy that literally never happened, even after I was kind enough to reach out to them, which I probably won't do in the future. So thanks for ruining that for other people. You I probably won't give anyone else the benefit of the doubt in the future because you've now tainted that pool since you wanted to drag my name into something once again and also say that you're glad that I got blacklisted from Offkai. You know, like I can't feel bad for them, right? Well, I no longer feel bad for you, dude. Good luck. I gave you advice and you chose to still drag my name into things. Why bother with them anyways? They're not doing anything but being assholes. Because if someone is talking about being doxxed, I take that seriously. And if someone is blaming me for it, I take that even more seriously because I've never done that. I've never encouraged anyone to do that. And I've always had an anti-doxing stance, despite what people might lie and say about me online. So I wanted to reach out and give this guy the benefit of the doubt that he wasn't trying to be a clout goblin and that he was actually being affected by things. Maybe that's my woman brain having too much empathy, but I tried to smooth things over. I was like, yeah, I know the position you're in. I've seen it. Here's some advice. I hope it doesn't happen again, dude. But yeah, now after seeing his response and bringing me back into it with Offkai, he's just a clout goblin. Never trust a male VTuber.